In my April 3rd, it's April 13th, 2022. I'm watching this World News Tonight, and it occurs to me, I paused it because I really wanted to sit here and digest it and think on it for a moment. And then it occurs to me, I wrote a piece the other day about MI. MI stands for, it depends on if, like, to orient, center, and direct. OCD that. Because here it's speaking about the state of Michigan. But the way that the label reads on the bottom, if I'm looking at it from, English is my first language, but if it wasn't, and I was just going to digest the calligraphy or the characters glued in a pattern together, it says MI traffic stop. Now, in MI grants, as in migrants, if you put them together, and then it says traffic stop. Now, is traffic human trafficking? Because this particular individual happens to be it turns out that MI stands for the state of Michigan, but turns out that this person is from Africa, and the attorney for this person writes that he was confused by the encounter and terrified for his life. We demand that the officer who killed Patrick not only be terminated, but be arrested and prosecuted. And then the attorney's name is Ben Crump, attorney for the family. Now, this is confusing because, it says MI traffic stop. Was there some kind of official whatever run? Was he, I think that according to one of the televised professional whatever that scares the heck out of me, that I don't put on purposely, but someone in the house did once, they traffic, not this particular individual, but they meaning humans or Hunan in a larger context, they use that word traffic just in a word of movement, in their professional league. And I'm sitting here in a couch potato perspective, and I'm like, well, that does make something very interesting for how to keep oneself. So it's MI traffic stop, and it's like, but was he involved? Because it doesn't say it on the news, but it appears that when these news outlets get hold of some of the stuff, sometimes there's a social movement that grabs on and then just takes off. And I'm just wondering, this is just one instance. Again, I'm not in their professional league, but I am just in there's so much more that they haven't said with this particular story. But I watched the video of what happened just prior to this label being put up. The way, oh my God, my knees, my legs. The kinesthetic or acclimate of this climate is not working with my physiology. I'm having barometric issues with pressure inside the joints. Here's this, and here's where it says, because it says Grand Rapids, Michigan. I happen to know, when I've looked or I've heard in repeated fashion throughout my life, that that's in a state called Michigan, and they go in a, U.S. Post System with the state abbreviated as MI. And then it says traffic stop. So I'm just like, and then there's the statement and the face of the gentleman. And I'm in state of New York at the moment. But this is, I'm just like, oh my gosh, because he doesn't stop moving. He just keeps, I mean, when the police pull you over, I mean, isn't the first thing to sit there and look like you don't know what you did? I mean, because I'm like, it's happened to me before, and I'm usually like, can I help you with something? I mean, like, I'm not expecting that I did anything, so, but he, like, got up out of his car, first thing, that was his first, and then just kept walking. And I've seen some of the movies, portrayals, but I mean, I didn't think that is there a social grace that you should just stop? I don't know.
See them struggle over the officer's stun gun even as the officer fires it. In the last few moments, the officer is on top of the man and then pulls out his gun and fires.
And that's just like, why doesn't the man stop? Why does he keep moving? That's a problem. I mean, the television keeps asking for the officers who perform these really dangerous, I mean, they have to deal with the most dangerous of criminals on some of this stuff. I do not understand why then on top of it these officers have to worry about being fired or being imprisoned for doing their job but then getting into some kind of altercation. And then, I mean, I don't like how the entire process has been showing on the news media. I mean, again, it puts lives in danger when you discourage. I mean, Jason used to refer to being a police officer as he felt like a nobody before, but then he put the uniform and the badge on, and like he felt like he was somebody, like he felt like he was doing something. Normally I would think that would be an admirable thing. So, having to do public service work, but to then have to worry about these altercations and if your own freedom's gonna be sacrificed. I mean, oh my gosh, it is such a rough world out there. It is star 1978, star 8378, Nicole, Cattaruzza. It's Earth, solar system, Milky Way universe, galaxy is broken. It's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361.